G'day and welcome. Thanks for taking the time for plugging into the training session for the Coalition of Marriage campaign. My name is Adam.
And my name's Kiara.
This is a campaign like no other in the history of Australia.
That's right. It's a non-compulsory vote, so getting all Australians to take the time and effort to vote will be essential in getting a true understanding of where our nation really stands with marriage.
In this video, we'll show you step by step how you can play your part in making sure as many votes are cast as possible.
By now, you should have completed your induction session, either online, face-to-face or in groups.
You should have also signed up on the Coalition for Marriage website. This way, we can ensure to send you your neighbour visitation pack. This will contain a high visibility vest, a lanyard and script card, and instructions on where to visit.
Please remember that our intentions are not to engage in debate, but rather have a conversation with our neighbours to make sure that the ballot paper is not lost, unopened or simply not returned.
You are the face of the campaign, so how you engage says more than what you say. Your smile is the message. Having a relaxed and friendly conversation and affirming another person's view will allow them to be open to you.
That's right. We all know that no supporters are being constantly portrayed as narrow-minded, angry bigots. So that's why it's so important that others see we are warm, kind and caring people who reflect very carefully and are prepared to share, which at present is one of our priceless freedoms as Aussies.
We mentioned before, this is not a compulsory vote. So our interaction is more about motivating people to vote rather than giving them more information. It's individual conversations that will drive and motivate people to complete and mail their ballot papers.
Apathy will be a bigger challenge than the return of yes votes. The Grassroots No campaign seeks to engage people's natural sense of caution as they understand the real and serious consequences of redefining marriage.
So if anyone's in doubt, and many people are right not to trust the government with marriage, we're encouraging them to vote no. And this is done through brief conversations and not a lengthy debate.
We know that compassion will be one of the main reasons a lot of people vote yes. We all understand that and it's good to acknowledge. However, it's also very important to inform other people of the consequences of voting yes. If you feel nervous, don't worry, because feeling nervous shows that you're a real person. We'll also make sure that you have a script card with you to help you start your brief yarn.
You won't know the age or the circumstances of your neighbours until they come to the door. So keep things really simple. 55% of the information we absorb is done visually. 38% is the tone of voice, and only 7% is words.
So you as an individual are the most important part of the message. Being a polite, warm and respectful person at someone's front door with a willingness to listen is 93% of our message.
As you meet a neighbour, simply begin with, "G'day, I'm Adam, and I'm volunteering for the No campaign in the postal survey."
If the people you're visiting have crying children or are clearly busy, then you might say, "Look, I can see that the last thing you need right now is someone knocking on your door."
If you're feeling a bit nervous, you can admit it and say, "I've never done this before, but this is really important to me."
If people are a little bit suspicious, and many of us can be, then maybe start with, "Hey, how much do you love voting?"
Or gently say, "Did you know that the postal vote was coming up? Were you intending to vote?" Or even, "Have you thought about the consequences of changing the marriage law?"
We've put the consequences which concern us into this brochure. You can give it to someone during the conversation if they wish to take it, and if not, you can just bring it up and talk about it and give it to them later in the conversation.
You might even use a phrase, "I believe people should be free to live as they choose, but I don't trust what a yes vote will mean."
You can then let your neighbour know that gay marriage means compulsory gay sex education. You can then ask them if they've ever heard of Safe Schools and tell them that this program means teaching kids who are in primary and high school that they have two virginities.
Yeah, it's one with a dude and one with a chick. There's also a picture book, The Gender Fairy, read to kids as young as 4, which says, "Only you know whether you're a girl or a boy. No one else can tell you."
Safe Schools require children in Year 7 to role play being in same-sex relationships. The authors of this so-called Safe Schools program also strongly support the yes vote because they know that the yes vote will open doors to allowing this radical sex program to be enforced in all Australian schools.
So it's very important that we let our neighbours know that this radical gay sex education will be compulsory and widespread if we change marriage. And if they are even slightly concerned, they should vote no in the postal ballot.
It is also essential to tell your neighbours that if we change the definition of marriage, we are also changing what we're free to say. And already in Australia, people are losing their jobs and businesses merely because they have a difference in opinion.
That's right. One mum in a national advertisement said that she was concerned about the radical sex education given to her child at school. The Yes activist threatened her business and warned her to get security guards.
So let your neighbours know that if they're concerned about even basic freedoms of speech, then they should vote no in the postal vote.
The one goal is that people make an effort to vote no.
The consequences to changing the definition of marriage will affect everyone. That's why we're visiting our neighbours to share our view.
That's right. People can tell whether you sincerely care or whether you're just doing a job.
So we all need to get very serious about playing our part in protecting the rights and freedoms of all Australians.
Thank you for watching.
Yeah, thank you. It's now time to get out there and start meeting your neighbours.